This is a 1968 AMC Rebel 290 SST in pretty good shape. Here, I'll use this video to give a walk around and some demonstrations of it. I do want to point out, I guess we'll look at the issues first, which there's not a whole lot, but the body's in great shape with the exception of the rocker panels. Have some paint bubbling, and the driver's side here is the worst of it, although it's pretty solid underneath. I don't know how much you can see here, but it could use a touch-up. So that's like the only spot that looks rusty from the outside. The body's been undercoated a long time ago. I do want to point out that my father purchased this car in 2001 and I received it from him in 2004. Neither of us have done any of the restoration work. So I really can't answer any of the history on that. The only thing I've done since I've got it is drive it occasionally and do maintenance and repairs on that, which I'll point out as we go along through this video. Here's the passenger side rocker panels. You can see it's flaking off on the underside a little bit, but it's pretty solid. Paint chip under the door there. Up here it looks fine. Everything else looks in pretty good shape. Let's take a look at the engine. Alright, the battery was replaced last year, as well as the spark plugs, wires, distributor cap and points. This year I put in a new fuel filter and a water pump. As you can see, it's nice and clean and shiny. Let's see, well, I'll leave that open for now. We'll come back to it. Take a look at the trunk. Okay, in the trunk I've got the original service manual, which is useful to have. I also have the trim pieces that can fit around the wheel wells. This is kind of stuck in place, but if you peel it up you can see it's all nice and solid underneath. Everything's good, in decent shape. It's got the spare wheels and the jack stand. I've even got additional set of hubcaps. All of this comes with it. I should point out that the fuel tank leaks when you fill it up past the seam. It's not a pouring out leak, it's a slow drip. Not enough that's going to bother you, like if you fill it up and go driving around for the day or for the weekend. But if you're going to keep it stored in your garage for a couple of weeks, you'll have a puddle underneath that, a small puddle from the drips. I don't drive it often enough to actually fill it up that much, because I don't like keeping the gas stale. And I do fill it up with 93 octane, by the way. Oh, sorry. Thought I had left the keys in the trunk. Here they are. All the door locks work. I can demonstrate that. They're actually locked on the inside and outside, work nicely. Push-pull lever. All the windows work, front and back. The interior is in what I consider a very great shape for a vehicle of this age. The seats all look original. The trim on the doors. The carpet upholstery, the carpet has been replaced at one time. And the floor mats are Rambler instead of Rebel. I'm not really sure what's up with that. My dad put in an FM stereo. The original in-AM is still there, and as far as I know it still works. It's just been bypassed with the FM radio. So if somebody wanted to restore things, they can probably take this out. I want to point out that the accelerator pedal is loose on the top. Never had a problem with that when driving it. Just something to be aware of and be careful with. Let's see. Top's in good shape. All the glass is in good shape. So on the driver's side, once again, the windows all work nicely. And let's start her up. As of right now, I've got 82,860 miles on it. you'll notice next to the ignition there's a choke, a manual choke, only really necessary if the engine's been cold for a long time. Otherwise, even without putting a foot on the accelerator, it should just turn right over. Idles nicely. Take a look. Engine runs nice. All the lights work. The headlights work, brake lights work, turn signals work. One of the lights on the dash work, with the exception of one of the bulbs is burnt out, but I do have a spare bulb in the glove box. I just haven't taken the time to crawl under there and try to change it out. Let's take it for a little bit of a ride here. I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but back out of my driveway. Probably go for a little bit of a ride around the block here. Steers nice, runs nice. The brakes were rebuilt last year also, so I want to point that out as well. 4-wheel drum brakes. Notice when you use the turn signals, the detent's busted on it, so it just flops back in place. So I just hold it down when I'm turning. I'll just do a quick jog around the block here, just to demonstrate that the vehicle does run nice, runs well. Speedometer works. The fuel gauge does not work. There was a broken wire coming off the top of the tank. I'm assuming that's it. I've never tried to wire it up. What I do is I usually estimate about 10 miles to a gallon. That's pretty conservative. And I just make sure I get more gas before then. But since I drive this so rarely, I'll put like 5 gallons in and drive to work a couple of times, and then just leave it in the garage. Or if I'm taking it to like a cruise, like the Woodward cruise, then I'll fill the tank all the way up and drive around all weekend. But I do keep, like I said, with the gauge not working, just something to keep conscious of. When the last time you fill it up, I usually just stick a post-it note up under the odometer, telling me when I want to fill up again. Okay, coming back. The fuzzy dice will come with it too. You'll get the owner's manual, the service manual, the hubcaps, the trim for around the wheels, basically everything that you see in the video. And so if you have any other questions or anything, don't feel free to send me an email. You're welcome to come out and take it for a test drive and take a look at it yourself. So I want to point out hopefully everything that was good and bad about it, and really wanted to emphasize the worst of all of it on the body is those rocker panels, especially the driver's side. Everything else is really solid, and even that, it's solid underneath it. It's just the paint flaking off a little bit. But I haven't taken the time or effort to put money into fixing that. It hasn't really bothered me all that much. So I think it's a pretty solid car. It runs well. I've used it for work. I've used it for shows and cruises. I have a lot of fun with it. It's a good car if somebody wants to put a little bit of effort into it, but doesn't necessarily want to. If they just want a car to drive, take and drive, then this is a good one for them also. Thank you.